to remember, since we come from the background of the early modern movement, in that period, unlike postmodernism that only cared about style and really never ever spoke about the environment, about sun orientation, about breezes and how to capture them, about sun shading, never. It was all about the style. It's neo-Mediterranean, neo-Gothic, neo-this, neo-that. It really didn't matter. But the modernists did. If you look at Unité d'Habitation in Marseille, it is, the sun shading, the use of the roof, the breezes flowing under where you enter, open air lobbies. There was a consciousness about the environment that was lost in the shuffle of abundance, meaning wealth and pretension and glory and nostalgia of other eras. The fact is that the modernists were really revolting against style and looking for substance. They were talking about form follows function. Less is more. These were some of the principles about the rejection of form for the sake of form, the rejection of formalism, and that everything had to have a justification. And so in our practice, we were already thinking in those terms. How do you react to the sun? How do you deal with the environment? We do that until today. If I were to go from early to late, right? First house, the pink house, one room deep, has a courtyard on the other side. You can open it right through. The breeze can flow. We figured out every way to make sure that you could live without air conditioning. It has a high space in the gallery that gets the hot air up, and how it opens up to the opposite space. It is the Atlantis, Brise Soleil on the south side. The north side doesn't get the sun. It can be more glassy, get natural light, get what we call now in the sustainable world. They talk about daylighting. It had cross ventilation. Of course, it was no longer like the building next door. There was a long hallway. No, it had multiple cores, and the units went through from one side to the other, so you could have cross ventilation. So we were actually, what people say, oh, there's a hole, there's a color. Actually, we thought internally, secondary. That was just to give it some emotion as you experienced it and saw it. But really, we were interested in all these other things. And so you go jump to today. Brickell City Center is not a mall. It's exterior, it's naturally ventilated. It has that roof that is calculated technically with computer to catch the trade winds. The breezes go through, it drops the level of humidity and temperature internally. It is open to the city, doesn't close any streets. There's no re-infrastructuring. There's enormous value to reuse of what is there. The blocks are preserved. The whole place engages the street. It uses the street for circulation. It is not the aesthetics of the project that we're actually interested. That is a second parallel thought. For us, it was how to redefine the shopping experience of our times. And it's a revolt against the big box enclosed mall where everything is air conditioned, where there's no contact with, you could be anywhere. I always remember my mother saying, oh, when I come to Miami, I better bring my sweater because the air conditioning everywhere is so freezing. That is exactly what we are trying to do today, no different than when we started our career.